Going into Pokemon Sword and Shield, I knew I was going to be collecting a lot of Pokemon, but there was one thing I wasn't expecting on collecting: curries. There are so many different types of curries that you can make in this game. There's even a curry dex to track how many different flavor combinations you've made. There are 151 total combinations, but there are 26 main curry types, and I'm going to rank the top 10 best and top 10 worst curries in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Let's get started. Starting off the best list is the sausage curry. I've never had currywurst before, but I know the Germans love it, and I'm confident curry and sausages would be a good match. This is pretty much like currywurst, but instead of fries, it's served with rice, which is even better for me because I'm Filipino and we love rice with everything. In the worst list is toast curry. Now, I like the idea of using bread to sop up curry, but this is toast. It lacks the softness and absorption abilities of soft bread, which makes soppiness impossible. I don't think it's a combination that's gonna work, and I'd rather have naan any day anyway. This one is pretty interesting. According to the description, simmering the brittle bones into the curry adds depth to the dish, creating a flavor that's clean and delicious. I also like how it's presented, as the rice is shaped around the bone to make it look like one big meat drumstick. Very cool. At first glance, this doesn't look too bad, but the main herb used here is called pungent root, and according to the description, the spice of the root provides this simple curry roux with a delightful accent and clears out your sinuses. So I'm pretty sure this thing is wasabi, and wasabi and curry doesn't sound too appealing to me, especially not this much wasabi. That's gonna fry your brain. If you're a fan of Jollibees, you've probably heard of burger steak, which is a dish of burger patties smothered in gravy and eaten with rice. Wouldn't it be great if there was a curry version? In the Galarian regions of Pokemon, there is. The burger steak curry looks to have a generous portion of patties coated in a beautiful brown curry glaze. This looks even better than Jollibees. Don't get me wrong, apples are actually really nice in curries. The subtle sweet and tart flavors mesh really well with the curry flavor, but not like this. You can't just slice it up and place it on raw. You gotta peel it, chop them to smaller pieces, and cook them so that the flavors slowly mesh together. But this is just lazy. They didn't even take out the seeds. The combination of cheese and curry is nothing new. After all, paneer is a staple in many Indian curries. However, these curries don't use paneer, but instead includes moo moo cheese, which I assume is made from moo moo milk from milk tanks. This cheese curry is melty and rich, and let's face it, cheese just makes everything better. So, the tropical curry was initially lower in my list because I didn't think bananas would work well with curry, but after doing some Google research, I did find some interesting banana curry recipes online, so maybe this is something I gotta try. Still, I think a better choice for a tropical curry would be mango. Mango and curry is freaking delicious. In my opinion, the best part of most curries are the potatoes. Those soft, flaky pillows of starch are usually the best bite, so why not just have more of that? True to its name, the Plenty of Potato Curry is packed with these delicious morsels, perfect for potato lovers and those looking to carb load. This is another one that looks kinda good when you first see it, until you find out that that is a slowpoke tail. It's not like it was butchered off or anything. The tails naturally fall off from slowpokes, and those are harvested for dishes like these, which is still kind of disturbing considering you also feed these curries to your Pokemon. And what if one of them was a slowpoke? They would be cannibalizing one of their own. Creepy. Thai curry is up there as some of the best curries in the world. Doesn't matter if it's red, green, yellow, Penang, Massaman, they're all good. One of the reasons they're so good is because of the addition of coconut milk, which is why Pokemon's coconut curry is in the top 5. The coconut milk adds richness and subtle sweetness that also gives it a nice, silky, smooth, golden color. I just really hope that the milk is coming from actual coconuts and not these guys. Noodles and rice do not belong next to each other. It's either one or the other, never both. This pasta curry defies the laws of cuisine by going all in with the carbs, which I think is a terrible idea. At least the medium-sized version has the curry separating the rice and the noodles. But in the XL version, they just dumped the pasta right on top of the rice. This curry's identity crisis is so bad that it might hurt itself in its confusion. I love spicy food, so I like the types of curry that punch you right in the taste buds with spice and flavor, and the seasoned curry looks to do just that. Described as a strongly seasoned, stimulating spice dish, the seasoned curry has an almost radiating, rich red color thanks to the help of a spice mix that contains 50 different spices. This curry would probably have me begging for moo milk, but the pain will be worth it. Another example of lazy cooking, the leek curry is pretty much regular curry, but someone grilled 2 gigantic leeks and just dumped them on the plate. I think this dish could have worked if only they just spent a few extra minutes to cut it up. If you're gonna waste leeks like this, better off just leaving them to the far-fetched that you stole them from. Hands down, the coolest looking curry in this game is the Decorative Curry. In all serving sizes, it shows Pikachu and Eevee greeting you with a smile and inviting you to eat the delicious curry goodness. I'm curious to know what those stars and hearts are made of, maybe beets or purple potatoes? The reason it didn't make the top of my list is because taste-wise, I don't think it'll be anything special. The game describes it as an improper curry that casts aside taste in favor of looking cute. It's ideal for taking pictures to share. So it's great for the gram, but for me, flavor is paramount. Who puts salad on curry? When you eat curry, you just gotta accept the fact that you're having a cheat meal high on fat and carbs. You can't just fix that by adding some lettuce on top. That's just adding unnecessary calories at the expense of taste. At least have the decency to put it on the side instead of dumping it on. This is breaking my heart. The Galarian region of Pokemon Sword and Shield is clearly inspired by the UK and its culture, and when I think of British cuisine, I immediately think of two things: fish and chips and curry. The fried food curry in Pokemon is the best of both worlds. Deep fried meat and French fries can sometimes be too dry and repetitive without a sauce, and I think the curry is the perfect solution to that. I think this combination of crunchy and saucy is a match made in heaven. I'm actually a fan of egg in curry, but not like this. The boiled egg curry has a massive boiled egg plopped down in the middle of the plate, dwarfing the curry itself. The mini version is fine because it looks like the perfect ratio for a perfect bite, but the large versions are purely for show. How are you even supposed to eat that? Can you imagine slogging away at the egg yolk that's probably the size of your head? This is just poor use of a Pokemon's egg. I love instant noodles, but sometimes they can be boring and repetitive if you don't touch them up and add some extra ingredients. Adding curry to them seems like a genius idea to me. You add proteins and veggies, and the sauce will make the noodles broth extra rich with the curry spices deepening the flavor. I couldn't help myself from trying this for real. I had a really strong feeling that it would work well, but after tasting it, I realized that it's even better than I thought. The CURRU thickening the broth gave it a nice silky smooth feel, almost reminiscent of ramen broth you'd taste at a restaurant, and the potatoes with the noodles was a nice fluffy savory bite with a strong umaminess to it. If you're getting bored of your instant noodles, I highly recommend adding Japanese curry to it. The whipped cream curry looks like an absolute abomination. Who in the right mind would take a beautiful plate of curry and think, you know what this could use? Whipped cream. The large version even displays it as a birthday cake, which is even more insulting to people with good taste. Although it does have an all creamy whipped cream topping as a centerpiece, which is pretty cool. Regardless of the presentation though, I think these are two food items that should stay very much apart. I also couldn't help myself from trying this, and it's bad. Very bad. The whipped cream just gave it a gross, mushy consistency, and the sweetness overpowered the curry flavor. I do not recommend. So that's it. Those are my rankings for the best and worst curries in Pokemon Sword and Shield. There are 6 that I didn't mention because I didn't think they were that good or bad, just pretty meh. And those are the Bean Medley Curry, Mushroom Medley Curry, Juicy Curry, Rich Curry, Gigantamax Curry, and lastly, plain old regular curry. I definitely like this edition of cooking in Pokemon, and I hope it carries over to future games. Anyways, let me know what curries stood out to you in the comments. Thanks for watching, happy gaming, Happy eating.